In the 1990s, Barbara Hodgson created the Cycles phonological intervention method. Originating in a preschool classroom, the Cycles approach is an intervention method designed to take a holistic look at a child's language to identify phonological processes. After the phonological processes have been identified, they are individually and explicitly targeted for a set amount of time, usually 1 to 2 weeks. When all of the identified phonological processes have been targeted, a full cycle has been completed, which on average takes about 10 to 15 weeks. However, the length can vary greatly depending both on the number of deficient patterns the child displays and the number of stimulable sounds the child has, which are sounds the child can already produce. Stimulable sounds are key points in this approach because data has shown that more gains are made when children receive intervention on their stimulable sounds only. Interestingly, a study by Tyler and Watterson found that there are no significant differences after only one cycle. Rudolph and Wendt found that the cycles approach exhibited statistically and clinically significant improvements in speech sound production after 2 cycles. Hodgson intended for deficient patterns to be recycled as many times as necessary until they begin to emerge. Typically, 3 to 4 cycles are needed before achieving intelligibility. The goals of this approach are to improve accuracy of speech production before critical age, to facilitate the child's phonological system reorganization, and to increase the child's overall sound pattern awareness. The clinician uses stimulable sounds during this approach so the child can reorganize sounds that are already in their phonology. Once the child's phonological process has been corrected, meaning their phonology has been reorganized, the clinician will then begin targeting non-stimulable sounds, which are sounds the child cannot yet produce. In a nutshell, the clinician reorganizes the child's phonology using sounds the child can already produce before teaching the child how to produce new sounds. The primary target population for the cycles approach is individual children ages 2.5 to 14 years old with intelligibility at less than 20%. This may include children with multiple speech errors, phonological deviations, or developmental apraxia of speech. This approach may also be used for children with mild to severe hearing loss, cognitive delays, cleft lip or palate, or with a group of children, similar to how it originated in a preschool setting. We will now take a look at the structure of a session when using the cycles approach. The clinician starts session by explicitly stating the phonological process that will be targeted.
Alright, today we'll be working on sounds at the end of words.
It is important to state what will be targeted in order to increase the child's sound pattern awareness. Next, the clinician reads a list of words with both stimulable and non-stimulable sounds to give a correct example of the targeted phonological process.
I'm going to read off a list of words, and I want you to really focus on the sound at the end of those words and to focus on my mouth.
In this clip, the clinician is targeting final consonant deletion. Notice how she emphasizes the final sound of each word.
Watch, fruit, babies, bridge, orange.
Since the client is only listening to these words, the clinician may read words with both stimulable and non-stimulable sounds.
Flush, path, lunch, couch, feathers.
After auditory bombardment, the clinician completes an activity with the client, giving him or her an opportunity for production practice. The clinician should target stimulable sounds only.
Alright, for our activity today, I'm going to show you a card, and the card will have a picture with a word on it. Now I want you to say the word, but really focus on the last sound of each of those words. And if you get it correct, you get to put one of your swords into the pirate. Alright. So what is this?
Hand.
Good job. Put one of your swords in.
If the client makes an error on a non-stimulable sound, the clinician sets the card to the side. It is important for the client to practice errorlessly to correctly reorganize their phonology.
The flower.
Give. That last sound, right? It's tricky.
Once the client has reached 100% accuracy with stimulable sounds, the clinician may add more sounds and continue the activity to probe for non-stimulable sounds to be targeted next. The clinician may also analyze the error cards to identify non-stimulable sounds instead.
All right, Tim, before I let you go off and see your mom and we're all done, remember at the beginning when I read through a list of words and had you focus on the last sound of each word? I want you to do the same thing again. So focus on the last sound of the word and focus on my mouth. All right, feet.
The last step of the session is to repeat auditory bombardment. Again, the clinician may use words with both stimulable and non-stimulable sounds.
2 weeks later.
Now that the 2-week period for final consonant deletion has ended, the clinician will move on to targeting the next phonological process in the same format, this time targeting stopping in the initial position.
And today we're going to do a similar activity to what we have done before. I'm going to read a list of words, but this time I want you to listen to the long sound at the beginning of each word. Santa, vest,
Same as before, the clinician starts by explicitly stating what phonological process is being targeted and moves on to begin auditory bombardment.
third, violin,
Next, the clinician engages the client in an activity to provide errorless production practice. This time, the clinician uses a worksheet with minimal pairs. Minimal pair activities are a great way to target any phonological process and increase sound pattern awareness.
All right, Tim, our activity for today, we're going to say each of these words with each picture. So this first one is beat. This word, feet. But we're going to really hold out the first sound of this word, feet. All right, so you want to say this word?
Beat.
Good. And then,
Feet.
good job. And what is this word?
Tail.
Good. And then hold out this first sound of this word.
Sail.
Good job. All right, and how about the start of this next page?
Base. Vase.
Good job.
Pour. Four.
Nice.
10. Ben.
Wow, that was awesome. Good job, Tim.
After the activity, the clinician will end session with auditory bombardment.
All right, before we're done for the day, we're going to go back and I'm going to read through a list of words. And just like before, I want you to focus on the long sound at the beginning of each word. Santa, vest,
Since this client only needed to target 2 phonological processes, the cycle is now complete. Any process that is still deficient may be targeted again after the 2-week speech vacation. Thanks for watching this instructional video for the cycles approach.
this is
A team.
good job.
All right, let's do the thing.
Still filming now.
Yeah, oh yeah, like it's going.
All right, so today.
All right, wait, hang on, I'm not ready.
So.
Back on a pony. Like.
Perfect. It's ready like it. You know what we're doing?
I don't know, it's fun to have like this kind of finish like the end, I don't know.